OpenAI has hacked Huggingface. This episode explains everything in detail. Technologia, here we go. July 16th, Huggingface releases a blog post titled Security Incident Disclosure July 2026. In it, they talk about an attack on their infrastructure. In the blog post, they say this. This one was different, the attack, from anything we've ever handled before in one important way. It was driven, end-to-end, by an autonomous AI agent system, and we have detected and dissected it largely with an AI of our own. And then they go on to talk about the actual technical details of what happened. To summarize it all, before a model can be trained on a dataset, the dataset has to be pre-processed into a certain format. And the Hugging Face data pipeline that pre-processes the dataset was the weak link. Through it, the AI agents gained access to a server node, then to the credentials, and soon they had access to the entire Hugging Face internal infrastructure. They say this. The campaign was run by an autonomous agent framework appearing to be built on an agentic security research harness. Used LLM is still not known. Even if this attack had nothing to do with OpenAI, and it does, it would still be interesting because this is a first-of-a-kind attack run entirely by agents. Now, as I've already mentioned, the blog post was published on July 16th, but at the beginning of the article, Hugging Face says, earlier this week, we detected and responded. So, I would guess that the actual attack was executed around Monday the 13th or Tuesday the 14th. And you will see in a moment how that is important. July 21, OpenAI releases their own blog post titled, OpenAI and Hugging Face partner to address security incident during model evaluation. Sounds interesting, right? Well, here's what it says. Last week, Hugging Face disclosed a new kind of security incident after they detected and contained an AI agent that compromised their infrastructure, something we expect to become more commonplace with the proliferation of increasingly cyber-capable models. After investigating, we now know that this particular incident was driven by a combination of OpenAI models, including ChatGPT 5.6 Sol, and even more capable pre-release model, all with reduced cyber refusals for evaluation purposes, while being internally tested on a benchmark of cyber capabilities. Yeah, you remember that hack Hugging Face had? Well, that was us. But it gets even crazier. This incident occurred during an internal evaluation which prompts models to pursue advanced exploitation using complex attack paths in an effort to quantify their cyber capabilities. We estimate maximal cyber capabilities by running this evaluation without protection classifiers used to prevent models from pursuing high-risk cyber activity. Our benchmarks run in a highly isolated environment with network access constrained to the ability to install packages through an internally hosted third-party software that acts as a proxy and cache for package registries. What they're saying is that the environment the models put in was extremely secure, so secure that an advanced hacker wouldn't be able to get out of it if he tried. The models identified and chained vulnerabilities across OpenAI's research environment and Hugging Face production infrastructure to obtain test solutions directly from Hugging Face production database. All evidence suggests that the models were hyper-focused on finding a solution for exploit, going to extreme lengths to achieve a rather narrow testing goal. Whoa. If you didn't catch that, let me reread the start of that sentence. All evidence suggests. You don't 100% know why your models decided to hack Hugging Face? Are they talking on different languages or something? Like, can't you just look through their thoughts and see what they were thinking? Either OpenAI misspelled this, or they don't know what their models are doing. Skipping the next paragraph in the OpenAI blog, which talks about how the models actually broke out of the sandbox, I want to note this one important thing. After gaining internet access, the models inferred that Hugging Face potentially hosted models, datasets, and solutions for exploit. Knowing this, the model searched for and successfully found ways to gain access to secret information that it could use to cheat the evaluation. In one example, the model chained together multiple attack vectors, including using stolen credentials and a zero-day vulnerability to find a remote code execution path on the Hugging Face servers. In one example, the model... Wait. They ran multiple tests, didn't they? I just don't know what to say. Who knows what else got hacked? Maybe the model already uploaded itself to a different server. And here the date relevance comes in. Hugging Face published their article on July 16th, and as we already mentioned, the actual attack was probably executed on July 13th or 14th. OpenAI publishes their article on July 21st. On July 16th, Huggingface didn't yet know that the attack was committed by OpenAI's models. If we said that the attack commenced on July 13th on Monday, that is 3 days before the Huggingface blog and 3 days that OpenAI did not know about the hack. So OpenAI had to contact Huggingface on either the 17th, 18th, 19th, or 20th, which is either 4, 5, 6, or 7 days after the models hacked into the Huggingface infrastructure. And if OpenAI is running multiple tests at the same time, and it certainly is, then I understand that an AI researcher would have to read through all the text the AI models had generated, and that would take some substantial amount of time. But it still kind of tips me off that OpenAI is taking AI security so lightly. What if their models started attacking Chase and they didn't even know that it was their models? I think there are a couple ways of how this could have ever happened. Either OpenAI, A, has a genuinely bad security system, or B, OpenAI and Huggingface are in cahoots to hype up OpenAI's models. And before saying, hey, that's impossible, look at Anthropic. That's the end of the episode. I hope you're a bit wiser after watching this, and hey, keep those critical thinking hats on. Technologia. Out.